you are a bit too young to remember this, and I like to think I'm a bit too young to remember this too, but the current exuberance in the stock market, right, is breathtaking, even for us who cover it like almost on a daily kind of basis. And it reminds me so much of what people are saying they saw back in 1997 or 95 before the crash. This sort of what they call irrational exuberance, which is what our cover is today. So here's the thing. We spoke to a lot of people. We covered what they call like a whole bunch of analysts. Is the exuberance irrational?
Well, I think definitely the situation is kind of irrational at this point in time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about story, thematic play, not so much on fundamentals, right? So, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, of course, it's kind of irrational at this point.
Yeah, but that has not stopped people. So even though it's irrational, it's not. People are still going in to the stock market. You see Bursa Malaysia pushing like new record volumes every day. We spoke to a whole bunch of like analysts and fund managers and everything like that. Did they give an indication what's actually pushing this buoyancy?
Okay, like some of these people that we spoke to pointed to the loan moratorium,
Okay.
which is of course a legitimate reason as to why people are pouring in cash into the stock market right? There's not everyone is doing margin trading, although margin trading is at a high right now, right? And then for the investors or the speculators, I really don't know what to call them at this point, but
Punters. Let's say punters. That covers everything.
Yeah. So there's a short period for the moratorium. So and then there's also this sort of a critical mass that's pushing prices up, right? And nowhere else to go for the funds because low interest rate and this sort of stuff. And people are talking about just going there, just trying out. And there's also very low barrier of entry. It's easy to go in with the online trading now.
It's funny that you mentioned sort of like margin being at a high, but recently there was a Bursa announcement and they mentioned that it wasn't just the margin guys, right? They were actually normal people who were going in and sort of dipping their toes in for the first time. So and all of that is like it's pushing the retailers back. You see that exuberance gap. In a way, it's exciting, but it's also worrying, right? So here's the question. I don't think I can answer this. I don't think you can answer this, and I think a lot of people don't. But for all the people we spoke to, when do you think this party is going to end?
Well, ending is a difficult question to ask. Even the people that we spoke to, the experts, they have different views on how long this will last. But the point is, the moratorium ends soon. So definitely there will be some correction on that note. And then some of them are talking about the bigger picture, like the US elections and all that. So well, definitely there is some leg to it lah. But I think the question is whether it will go even higher, or is it going to just stay elevated, or I think the correction is due lah.
Consensus? Do they think it's going to be a sharp correction?
Well, they did not say it will be a sharp correction. Most of them are saying that just a slight pullback. Just some pullback. But a steep correction, only one of the people that we spoke to mentioned.
Oh, so he's more bearish for sure, right?
Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing, because you're talking about the loan moratorium. It's actually going to end in October. Now, whether you believe this or not, October traditionally has been one of the worst months, or the most unusual rocky months for stock market, and a lot of this has to do with Black Friday stock market crash. Some people say it's hokey, right? But October traditionally does seem a bit tough, so it's quite interesting that it's going to end in that month, the moratorium. But the part that you wrote about specifically was penny stocks, right? And a lot of the companies, about whether they're worth a buy. You actually had a table, and it included some notable names as well. So overall, what was the thing you found? Are the penny stocks worth the buy, or you still have to be very selective? It's like not all, right?
So it's the age of the internet, right? Everyone, all these, even the new traders will know these stories, and they will want to time their entry or exit, right, in this market. Well, for the long run, no one knows what's going to happen, right? But for the short run, definitely some of them will be making their move to just make sure they don't take on so much of the risk. And the other thing, one of the stories also mentioned that the big funds may play a more active role moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, from what the retailers have been doing over the past few months. So that switch will be something that we might want to look out for.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.